Before the writer in this office got lost, he found his way writing for shows like MTV's Undressed and Crossing Jordan. When he's not working in the Final Frontier, he can usually be found here in Burbank, California, on the Walt Disney Studio lot. Nominated for 6 Primetime Emmys, winner of 2, he's an avid comic book fan and a pretty good poker player. The man in this office is Damon Lindelof. I'm Jeff Berman, and we've just entered the right environment. What makes a good writer?
Wow. It's a hard question. I think it's an ability to translate a cool idea into something that you can communicate to others. So I think people have very cool ideas all the time, and then it basically starts with being able to tell a story. Hey, something really cool happened to me last night, whether it was funny or coincidental, or your ability to say, this is interesting to me, and now I'm going to make it interesting to you. And then obviously put it down on a piece of paper is probably the first and most important aspect of it. But, I think there are a lot of good writers who aren't necessarily storytellers, but are, poets or, whatever. But as I am not a poet, I can't really speak to that.
What's the difference between a storyteller and a scriptwriter?
I don't think there is a difference. I mean, for me, fundamentally all I can speak to is, what I think a good writer is. And for me, I'm attracted to storytellers, whether they write books or they write scripts or they write songs or whatever. That's what but my brain is a very narratively driven brain. It doesn't mean that I don't like sort of more, esoteric, filmmaking or storytelling, but I always sort of lock on to what is it about the story that makes it interesting? What is this thing about,
J.K. Rowling admitted that she had written the last chapter of the last Harry Potter book after the first book was written. Have you written the final episode of Lost yet?
No. That would be a huge mistake, I think. First off, what's going to happen over the course of the next 2 years, both creatively and also things that are outside of the writer's control. I think we know what the last scene of the show is going to be and what the end game of the show is, but to actually sort of sit down and write it. The thing about J.K. Rowling is she can write the last chapter of the Harry Potter book because those characters only exist on paper. We have all these, what if Matthew Fox quit the show? Mm-hmm. What if Terry O'Quinn, didn't want to, play Locke the way that he's playing him anymore? What if we wanted to kill off Kate,
right,
for whatever reasons? All of those things, you have to leave certain options open. What happens with the characters is sort of up in the air. What happens in the mythology is what's sort of rooted down.